I know my next Halloween costume.
Yeah, the deep of the boys.
Bro.
That's crazy.
All right, let's get started. Happy Sunday. Is it started?
Yeah, it started.
Yeah, intro then.
Happy Sunday then.
Alright, hit it right.
Welcome back, guys. Hope you guys are having a good day, good morning, good night whenever you're watching this. Be sure you check out our socials on Instagram, TikTok, G.H.G18 for memes, also some updates on the podcast and some of our clothing. Outside of that, today we're going to be talking about the presidential election. That's why we showed up today. And it's kind of funny, we got some breaking news real quick. Will, you want to break the news? What's going on right now?
We were just told by multiple sources, and we looked it up to make sure, but Joe Biden has officially left the race.
Yeah, he's
apparently he has COVID-19 after 30-something booster shots.
It's 12 booster shots, one actual vaccination, you know, and obviously though they work. And
yes, guys, please go get your booster. It's coming back in the winter.
If I don't know what you guys are doing if you haven't already got like 40 boosters, because like they were handing out free burgers for your vaccination cards and stuff, like
free donuts.
Yeah, free Krispy Kreme. Everybody was in that on that shit. So if you're not boosted, not COVID vaccine, you know, I don't know what you're doing. You're missing out.
Exactly.
We need everyone to get vaccinated. So we know we have to make it convenient. We know we have to make it easy. We know we need the opportunities for people to speak to their trusted community voices, doctors, etc. We're doing all that. But we also know that incentives help. They really do. Did you say free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait a minute. But there's also a burger element to this? Let me check with Bill Neathart. Is it too early in the day to eat a burger? No.
You're good to go.
This can be breakfast? Okay. I want you to look at this and think about, again, some people love hamburgers, some don't. Really want to respect all ways of life. But if this is appealing to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination. Vaccination. I'm getting a very good feeling about vaccination right this moment.
Obviously, we're fucking joking. You know, I haven't taken the vaccine. I won't plan on it in the future. So, outside of that,
I got kicked out of the military for not getting it, and they called me back.
Yeah, because they fucking need people, because motherfuckers ain't gonna do that shit to themselves. No.
Yeah, if we do a quick, I don't know, back a history or whatever, when that started, they started kicking people out of the military if you didn't take it, and they firing nurses and doctors and surgeons because they wouldn't take it, and then it ends up that it doesn't help at all, and you got to keep getting boosters the rest of your life, just like a flu shot. Mm-hmm. You can go get it, and it may or may not work. So,
and since we're just talking about COVID real quick, you know, since we're just going to open it up the can of worms, right off the rip.
I wanted to
it's kind of crazy because like people openly took this vaccine when it was funded by people that were for depopulation. Like it was open that they were for depopulation. There were news articles about it in the 90s, and they were the major funders behind this. And what's crazy is also that they had the vaccine patent before it even came relevant, you know, before we even knew about what it was, before it got leaked out. And you're going to take that. I mean, that's so many red flags right there. It's also the first mRNA vaccine, which is going to mess with your RNA in your body, which I'm not messing with my RNA in my fucking body. I'm not going to fucking de-helix myself and then put a new fucking thing in my shit. So that's just how I feel on that. Outside of that, though, you had a lot of people dying of blood clots and heart issues and stuff. I mean, I kind of follow Alex Jones a little bit too on the InfoWars. You know, a lot of people think he's out there, and some of the shit I think he does have some crazy fucking takes.
Frogs are gay.
Yeah. Turn to the frogs gay! Yeah. But I got some other shit though that I firmly believe, and they also have reporters that go out there and actually capture the real fucking news outside of what media outlets are just going to allow you to consume and what they're going to give you for programming to make you believe and think one way. So I believe you need to do your own research, look into outside sources besides, you know, Fox, CNN, and, you know, look up for yourself, bro. Like, go out, go look, you know. Truth's out there. You just got to find it.
That's a major problem because, like any business, they have a boss, and when they go out there and they find information or video information or anything, real proof of anything, they have to come in and show it to the boss and say, we found this evidence. And the boss has to decide if that goes to the world or not.
Yeah.
Or they throw it away.
Yeah.
So you
got multiple levels of people that are like, they act as filters for it.
Yeah.
And whatever, that's not, we're not pushing that agenda this week, let's just throw that aside, not going to hear about that. And then other stuff gets pushed to headlines. You're like, how the fuck is this even newsworthy? This makes no fucking sense. But outside of that, we wanted to come together today, really talk about the presidential debate, which I'll throw up a clip right now of babbling Biden.
Some voters have expressed concern about President Biden's age and his ability to keep focus. Tonight, at times, the president seemed to lose his train of thought, including in his answer early in the debate to a question about the economy.
Much less tax, and companies were bringing back trillions.
We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
What are our options and what the future kind of looks like? So right now, the economy is in the shitter. I'm going to be honest. It's been going down the shitter. We've hit in oil reserves for the past few years to keep gas prices where they're at. They're synthetically produced to be this low right now, and they should be higher. Yeah. And I'm kind of wondering, if we keep at this rate and we run through our reserves, what's gas prices going to be? How are we going to have to go back to carpooling again, like in the Great Depression? How bad is it going to get? Horse
and buggy time.
No, for real, dude. It's getting there. It's getting rough.
It might be a good investment to just invest in a horse. So.
It's also a good investment right now while you have access to internet and all these other resources to figure out how to fucking garden for yourself.
Yes,
be sure that you have some seeds on hand, whether you plant them now or later. It's good to get some practice, because you're going to fucking kill most of everything you try to plant the first go around.
Yeah, let me tell you. Mine died.
I tried to grow peppers when I was like in high school.
Peppers supposed to be easy.
Yeah, I fucking killed them. I know. I fucking killed them.
I thought tomatoes was easy. I planted 16 tomatoes, and they came out to they get green and this big, and then they just never turn red, and they just sat there and rotted. So
yep.
I don't think they got enough sun, maybe, but
I think mine got too much sun. I think mine fucking died.
Yeah, maybe so.
There wasn't a lot of rain. I wasn't going out there taking care of it. That's my fault, though. That's my fault.
It's harder than it looks, so you need practice.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to grow your own shit, especially when you're working, a fucking full-time job and coming home and you're like, last thing you want to fucking do is wake up earlier than what you have to, take care of fucking garden, come back home and take care of it again, make sure nothing got into it, everything's fine with it. And, it takes a lot of fucking time and energy on that.
And that's why nobody does it. They'd rather have 5-minute McDonald's.
Yeah, they'd rather just pull up to the crib with their fucking McDonald's in hand, go inside, eat, drink a few beers, go to sleep.
That sounds pretty good.
I got a triple quarter pounder and a large fry, large Coke. Man, healthy.
Woo!
About at least 1,500 calories right there.
Of just fat.
And that's what motherfuckers are
Styrofoam.
like. They're like, oh my God, bro, why am I looking like shit? Why do I feel like shit? And that's what they're fucking eating. So
that's literally all it is.
It's the fuel you're putting in your body.
If you want to go on that just for a second, a lot of times when you switch over to a super healthy diet, if you just wake up, I'm going to change my diet, it does make you feel bad. I mean, you get the bad poop, and all that, because it's cleaning you out. And a lot of people I'm giving this up, I'm too hungry.
Or they think it don't work.
It's not working.
Sucks,
you got to give it time, just like anything. You were raised on bad food. You got to give it time for the good food to give you the nutrients and whatever.
And obviously your body is not going to want to eat healthy and be clean eating because you're fucking putting these chemicals in your body that are in the food.
You're addicted to those chemicals.
And that's what keeps you coming back. That's why when you're randomly at work or, driving home, you're like, fuck, Chick-fil-A sounds so good right now.
Or, man, I want something sweet. I need something sweet.
Yeah, it's that dependence on those artificial chemicals they put in that shit that you're eating, and then you fucking eat that shit and you're like, I'm good now. I don't need that for another, few days or a week. And then randomly out of the blue, you'll start getting a craving for something you've had in the past, whether it's McDonald's, Burger King, what the fuck ever it is. And that's going to keep you coming back, going to keep you, addicted to it. But outside of that, another thing is the reason a lot of people are overweight and they feel like shit is you have a lot of people now, it's like, oh, it fits your macros, fits your calories, like you can eat it, you know? So like, and that's true. Like I could go to Burger King, you know, every lunch, you know, for the rest of my life and get a meal that would fit my calorie needs for the day where I could maintain what I have or even lose weight just eating Burger King, you know, once a day or whatever. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be fucking healthy. It doesn't mean I'm going to feel good, you know? So it basically comes down to what do you want? How do you want to feel? How do you want to look? And if you don't give a shit, keep fucking eating like shit. But outside of that, though, going back to the presidential debate we have babbling Biden. You know,
we're gonna talk.
Yeah, just fucking go all over the damn place. But hey, it's a good thing though. We get to fucking hit a lot of topics in one. But
You gonna put in the clip before this or after?
It was before. It's already been shown.
I was gonna say clip now, so you cut it out.
I'll throw another clip up.
What I've done since I've changed the law, what's happened? I've changed it in a way that now you're in a situation where there are 40% fewer people coming across the border illegally. That's better than when he left office. And I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, we had the safest border in the history of...
From the presidential debate, I think that was the first time a lot of average Americans, especially, you know, you're not on social media a lot, or if they are, because like you guys know, in the 2020 election, Facebook, Meta, all these other big social media platforms, they censored a lot of shit that was coming out about Biden and revealing who he actually was. You know,
Which
they had a
is illegal.
slogan. Yes, it is illegal. And they had a slogan back in the 80s that was bye-bye Biden. And because he was such a liar and such a piece of shit, you know, and that got covered up by everything.
What I'm going to do is fix the tax system. For example, we have 1,000 trillionaires in America. I mean, billionaires in America. And what's happening? They're in a situation where they, in fact, pay 8.2% in taxes. If they just paid 24% or 25%, either one of those numbers.
And honestly, this is going to be a very political podcast, so I'm pretty sure everybody already knew how we leaned, you know, politically. You know, if you're following this shit, I mean, it's a fitness channel. So, I mean, if you're interested in fitness, more than likely you're going to be leaning towards the right or at least libertarian or something, you know. But, or independent, I guess. You know? Yeah. I mean, there's some other ways you can lean, but how it's been the candidates we've had for the past, like, 8 years, bro, I don't know. Even the past 12, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, past 12. All right.
You got fucking. You had Hillary running. You had Obama. Okay, we could go. We could dig.
And the Bushes bombed the Twin Towers, so you know, let's not even go back that far. But let's try as America. You know, we got the American flag water sponsored by Clover Valley or something. But let's try as America to vote in a good president. Forget the libertarian, Republican, liberal, whatever. Just vote on the best person, not the party.
And that's true. That's true. And it's crazy to me though, because like I said, that was the first time a lot of people actually saw like Biden and Biden's performance without him reading off a teleprompter or a script or being force fed through an earpiece. And, you know, you'll see a lot of clips of him where he'll have an earpiece in and he'll, like, get confused because someone's telling him, like, stop or do something. And he'll even, like, say it out loud.
Yeah.
Or, like, he'll be a teleprompter and he'll say, like, pause. He'll be like...
Pause?
Yeah.
He literally said it.
He'll be like, trying to get people, the crowd riled up doing a chant, you know, and he'll say pause on the teleprompter. And he'll be like, go Biden, pause. And, or some shit like that.
4 more years. Pause. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years.
Bro, why would you want someone that old and that just lost?
And I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him because I honestly...
He should be in a nice, comfortable home or retirement home or something. I mean,
because he is too old. I think he's like 81 now, but I mean, he is... In the past 4 years, you have seen a cognitive decline. I don't think he was as bad in the beginning. I really don't, unless they did a really good job covering it up. But I think he has dementia that's like speeding up.
But you know what caused the dementia?
What?
All the boosters he got. Don't take the booster. It could have been legit, and they're just trying to cover it up the whole time. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. We done all these cognitive tests, and he passed, and he done good. But we didn't see the results.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck is testing them. But they need to have their credentials taken away.
Yeah. I mean, his secretary
every
or something.
Every time he has a speech or something, he'll always be like, I've had multiple tests done.
Yeah. They don't even know what they are.
I've had a lot of tests done. And the only thing wrong with me is my foot kind of drags a little bit. I'll throw that clip up real quick.
And you said you take a cognitive test every day in this job.
are you open to taking another physical or test before the election? Governor Whitmer of Michigan, for instance, said it wouldn't hurt to take a test.
Well, look, two things. One, I've taken 3 significant and intense neurological exams by a neurologist. In each case, as recently as February. And they say I'm in good shape, okay? Although I do have a little problem with my left foot because it's not as sensitive because I broke my foot and didn't wear the boot. But I'm good. I'm tested every single day about my neurological capacity to do decisions I make every day.
It's just kind of crazy outside the fact that people, one, voted for him originally just because Orange Man's bad and they didn't really have anything besides, oh, Trump's a businessman, so he lies. And that's
or that he's a racist.
Yeah, that's about as good as they got. And if anything, Biden was more racist
If you
in
go
the
back and
past,
look at the
especially if
clips.
you actually do your own fucking research and get the fuck off the media's tit, you'll learn what the fuck's, the presidential debate was about and how bad of a hole Biden even just dug himself. Because, I mean, Trump, sometimes he would just kind of smirk and just let Biden talk. And that debate was set up for Biden in his favor. It was literally home advantage for him. They didn't allow any external news reporters or media reporters in there. It was just CNN. And they had the ability to turn off people's microphones and then cut the camera away if they started, using too much time. That way you couldn't even read their lips. So it was really home advantage for Biden, and he fumbled so hard. And I think that his team, like literally hands in the air, hands in their face, facing their hands, whatever, kneeled over. I was like, fuck, this is it. We've lost this
I wonder
shit.
if they set him up for it, though. They let him do it.
I doubt it. I really do. Unless they're going to bring back Hillary Clinton or somebody.
They got to bring somebody. They have to bring somebody else.
And see, now this is breaking news because he's dropped out of the race.
Yeah.
And so now they're going to have to bring, like Will said, someone back in. And I think it could be Hillary Clinton because it was a tie.
Well, why wouldn't it be? Throw Kamala in there.
Oh, God.
They want a woman so bad.
They do want a woman, but I don't think they're going to throw Kamala because Kamala's been running around and she wasn't all what they thought she was going to be, I think. Because if she was, I think they would have already done something with Biden.
Well, in all these clips, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen nothing of Kamala talking. I mean, a couple.
In the beginning, the first year, you saw her a little bit. After that, she's always.
I thought she just left.
She's everywhere. Yeah, she's everywhere except for where the cameras are at.
Yeah.
So.
There's something fishy there. Maybe they don't really like her.
Maybe she's the one in his earpiece. I don't know. But outside of that, though, I think it really secured this recent attempt on Trump's life, this attempted assassination. I think that really secured Trump's victory, in my opinion. I really do. I think there's too many Americans that are going to see that, and what a power move it was for him to turn around and the face of, potential death, like, if most people get shot at, they're going to duck for cover or they're going to fucking run, or they're going to drop down.
I mean, and he dug for like 2-3 seconds and got
back up. And then they were trying to rush him off and he had to turn around and make a fucking stance. And the only other, image of power that I've ever seen outside of that, and I haven't seen it myself, I've just heard about it in history books, was Theodore Roosevelt when he got fucking shot and continued his fucking speech.
Yeah,
he said it'd take more than that to kill a bull moose. And that's fucking, that's such a... I don't know. It just really it's just so fucking empowering for the people just to see that shit and to see a leader that will stand up there and fucking fight for you. They're not gonna fucking hide behind their fucking 10-foot gates in their little safety mansion where the fuck ever in the back of the woods. They're gonna be there. So
I think it could have been prevented though, because the guy on the roof.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They had eyes on him.
That was allowed to happen. That was allowed to happen. Can't change my mind. Like that shit was.
Biden could have been behind that. Because that was Biden's services, wasn't it?
It wasn't him.
I wouldn't go as far. I wouldn't go as far to claim that Biden was necessarily the one behind that.
He can't even get out of the door.
I know you can see him right now, but don't shoot him. Let him shoot first.
I think there was some strings being pulled there because how the fuck do you not secure? You can't even secure like a fucking football field in a radius.
That was 130 yards.
Yeah,
barely a football field.
I mean, how the fuck? How's that even possible, bro?
How you get that job?
I don't even see. I mean, you could see like on some of the videos where it looked like some of the counter snipers that they had posted up, Secret Service. It looked like they already had spotted him, and was kind of watching him a little bit, but they didn't shoot until he shot first, and then he squeezed out a few shots, and then he got capped immediately.
6 times.
But it's also kind of crazy. They had an actual 16-foot ladder posted up. I don't know if you brung that in beforehand or if it was already there.
What I seen, they said that they seen him on. They have him on video at the gun range a week or a day or something before, okay? Or I think the week before. And then they have him on video buying like a 250 rounds of ammo
Oh, he's about
at the day before, okay? And then they have him in the car. They said, like, his mother called, said he was missing and worried about him, like he was going to do something bad. She called the police. And apparently, that's what I heard. Now, it's on TikTok and Facebook. You never know. But they said that apparently he took her car, was like an SUV. But how would you get a ladder? They said the only way he'd get that ladder was put it on top of the car with rifle. There was explosives found in the vehicle he took.
Yeah, I thought I heard something about explosives being planted around, and I'm not really sure.
Yeah,
I guess
heard
he tried to
something
detonate
about
them, and then it was duds. So thank God for that. Decreasing casualties.
But yeah, all of that together, and everybody just kept blowing it off. The police blew it off. The people were calling it in. They said they called it in earlier because he was a strange man walking around with a rangefinder before Trump got there, seeing how far the stage was. They called that in, blew it off. They said they lost sight of him.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, he's on the roof shooting people. So
And not only that, but you had like these interviews with a lot of different people, and also just raw video that was uploaded of crowds kind of gathering around the shooter, which one is kind of zero fucking survival instinct there. I mean, if I see a fucking shooter, I mean, I'm not going to be like, he's right there, he's right there.
Yeah, just turns the gun on you.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, you know? Damn. But
yeah, there was people yelling.
But yeah, it was so bad that people were just fucking yelling, like, even though they had zero survival instincts, they were just fucking pointing, there he is, you know, and no one fucking did anything. You got two fucking police officers on video that were walking around fucking 50 feet from the shooter, bro. 50 feet from the shooter. Don't give a fuck. And it's just crazy, and people are like, I've seen a lot of absolute libtards be like, oh my God. One, we'll get into this in a second, but they say it was fucking fake and it was a publicity stunt and get PR.
Which, even if it was, someone still almost fucking killed him.
And there was fucking civilians that died at that shit. Yeah. But outside of that, though, you fucking look at, okay, for one, he's up there on the fucking roof. Police officers are walking around. You have counter snipers positions, and you're telling me like no one fucking took a shot at him or fucking got someone out there to like, or even got Trump off fucking stage. Like, even if you like don't want to just cap somebody and you're like, you're not sure, you're not gonna get Trump off stage. Right. Like, what the fuck? And not only that, but you see like the Secret Service, it literally like they put day one motherfuckers on his like security team.
They weren't
like,
ready for that.
Not only like the lack of men that were present there, because most of the women there, there's multiple clips, they fumble their guns, they can't even fucking draw or holster the weapon properly, and they're fucking cowering behind President Trump when they got shot at. You know what I mean? There was a couple that did fucking good. But a lot of the shit looked like day one, and you look back at any other attempted assassinations, and the Secret Service is dogpiling on the president, covering them up with their bodies, using their bodies as shields, and it was just like overall, like the fist pumping was great on Trump. I mean, that was a great image, but it shouldn't have been allowed. No. They should have tackled him. They should have took him off stage immediately. That's
what usually happens. I mean, anybody throws anything or pulls a gun or anything, they immediately just tackle you to the ground and dogpile you.
I did hear that wasn't the initial security group that's for the president. They were with somebody else. So that was like the second or third string.
And I believe that, because there was also a big push from the left that were in office to remove security detail, just like JFK's.
He still hasn't got it. Yeah, he has to hire his own.
Yeah, he's got to have private security because they want to fucking allow it. And Trump now, after this attempt, I think they've allowed him some like services or something. I'm not really sure exactly the limit, but I'm sure it's not enough. I mean, it's just fucking, it's ridiculous.
Let's go be security for him. Let's do it. From the South.
Hey, I think you put any deer hunter up there, you put 3 deer hunters up there watching out for Trump, ain't shit happening.
Just promise him a case of beer when he gets off work.
All I think happening is another 30-06 round getting chambered in that shit after the first shot.
See, JFK's had 2 people try to kill him too. They broke in his house with guns, and then they were at one of his rallies with a gun, and they still won't give him security. So that's all about the liberals that, you know. But cut that out. I forgot what I was gonna say after.
Hey, it's fine. I forgot one of my points too a second ago. But anyway, about the fucking it just being faked and people being like, "Oh, it's fake." Bro, civilians died in that, and not only that, but what was kind of odd is you see like FBI, like personnel in the crowd, and like they're not even ducking or anything. Like they're just kind of like they're holding signs and shit, getting shot at, and like kind of just looking around, not even like, I don't know, completely oblivious.
Well, we still don't know if it had a silencer or nothing, but the shots on video
It sounded suppressed.
so quiet.
It sounded suppressed, and like that's what people
so
were
maybe
like.
people didn't know.
People were like, "Oh, that's a pellet gun. That's not real."
Yeah.
From a 150-yard shot, yeah, bro, definitely a fucking pellet gun.
Yeah.
And like those comments are coming from the people that have never once shot a suppressed weapon in their life, let alone heard it or been on the receiving end of a suppressed weapon.
They're the ones trying to get them banned too. They don't even know what it is. Just ban it.
Just ban it. Ban it.
Whatever
So,
it is.
do y'all know anything about Vincent Fusa? The guy they were saying was in the crowd behind Trump with the
Yeah,
hat on.
I've seen a lot of shit like that, but I don't know.
I didn't know anything about
But you
that.
gotta think,
I
I
don't know
mean,
if y'all did.
maybe he's deaf or anything else. But if you see everybody else ducking and you're just sitting there like, what's going on?
He got his phone out recording.
I heard that the FBI and security, like Secret Service, were basically telling everybody like stay put, don't run, don't move, and I guess they were trying to like control the situation. But I'm gonna be honest, you're gonna have to pull a gun on me, bro. Like you're gonna have to pull a gun on me and shoot me before I'm standing right there with a fucking sniper that's got advantage, and you've already took away my weapon. And speaking of taking away my weapon before I can even come into the event, which I understand you gotta fucking protect the president, you know, that's fine. But what's not fine is the fucking libtards being like, oh, where's the good guy with the gun? Why and all that crowd of people pointing at the shooter, why didn't one of them pull out their gun and fucking kill him?
You're not allowed to bring a gun out. Not supposed to be.
You're not supposed to. But see, bad people will find ways to get guns in places they're not supposed to be. And not only that, but have you ever seen a good guy get fucking very rare? I mean, it does happen, but a good guy with a gun that stops something from happening or stops a crime from happening or protects his life or someone else's life, he gets fucked by the law, bro. Like there is no fucking. He gets so many repercussions for that. So for him, it's better for him to retreat, protect himself, protect his family, and fuck everything else, because that's the world we live in today, and that's the world you helped create. So I don't know, gotta lay with that.
It's also the same. The guy that shot the shooter and killed him got fired. They didn't want him to shoot.
It's kind of like back to the Kyle Rittenhouse thing.
Yeah, I think
he was stopping them, and he went to court and everything, and that was a big ordeal.
No.
In our amendments, we have no fucking. There's no age requirement for when you get those. Those are natural born given rights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the right to carry, it should be open for everybody. It really should. But there's so many limitations on it, and I think some of those limitations do help save lives, you know, of younger individuals that get their hands on guns. They don't have the proper training for it, and they wind up killing themselves or someone else, another family member, by playing around with the gun. I think that you have to have training before, you know, properly being able to handle a firearm. But that goes into the parents. Parents should be responsible for their child to not only have a gun in the house for safety, but also like teach their child safety on guns and how to properly use it. That way their child can grow up protecting themselves and their future loved ones, as well as you when you get older. I mean,
I don't know about you as much, but I know we were trained correctly, and we've never shot anybody or shot ourselves. So and we were taught young. We had airsoft rifles, BB guns.
yeah, I bet you were like seven.
Nerf guns.
You were like 7 or 8 shooting a shotgun 22 probably.
Oh, easy, yeah.
Yeah,
20 gauge,
But kind of like what you were talking about earlier, that guy that made the shot and got fired. Mm-hmm. You think he got fired for making the shot, or he got fired for not taking it?
And I'm not sure about getting fired. By the way, I haven't seen any.
We haven't
Credible shit.
Yeah,
we're just kind of spitballing on what we have seen.
He said, she said.
Well,
shit.
What I heard though from one side, they said that he said, I have him in my sights, I'm going to shoot him. And they said, do not take the shot. And then that guy shot, and then he shot, and they fired him. They told him not to shoot. He disobeyed orders. But that's what we've heard. I don't know. So, if it's true. What I was going to say earlier, though, my point that I forgot, they didn't have to shoot him either. I mean, you got he was a young guy with a low-powered rifle. I mean, dude, they could have thrown a smoke grenade, non-lethal bullets, anything would have deferred him, and he would have missed a shot or not shot at all, took off running.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, like, if you're trying
anything, but they didn't try anything.
Yeah, they didn't get Trump off stage and then fucking throw a tear gas or fucking smoke up on that roof and shit. Yeah. I mean, all you'd have to do is send 3 fucking officers out there and just bomb it with smoke and fucking or tear gas.
And at least would have made him miss the president and hopefully other bystanders.
Yeah.
But it probably would have scared him so much he run away, or try to run.
I mean, he's stuck up there on that roof anyway. I mean, he ain't getting away.
Yeah, he'd probably try to jump off, break both his legs.
I think that he had some external motivation on that. I don't believe that he just acted alone in that.
He was hired.
It's also kind of crazy because BlackRock took it down. And for those that don't know, BlackRock's a private security military group, works with private military contracts.
Well, they also own like 90% of everything. So
yeah, fucking massive company. Tons of lawsuits against them, but of course they win because of the standards of power and the fucking money they have. And outside of that, he was in one of the videos for BlackRock, one of the ads, and he was in a school setting when he had already graduated. So that was kind of suspicious there, seeing like he's still in a building that he should already be away from, and yet he's still teaching and around like and involved with BlackRock. I don't know if that's actually just a coincidence, but I don't know. In today's world,
it doesn't look good.
Yeah, it don't look good. Don't fucking look good for sure. Yeah. So that's something that's a little odd. And what's another thing that's really odd is he didn't have any socials. No one found any socials on him. And I'm sure the government sees that shit immediately.
And apparently they had trouble breaking into his phone, but they can see everything we do on our phone.
And see, that's another thing. It's like, bro, give my girlfriend like 5 seconds. She get my phone. You know what I mean? You telling me like FBI can't get in that shit after like all these years of being able to fucking... Dude, there's no telling how many people have got charges just from them taking their phones, like when they get arrested on the side of the road, and they're just in a regular like PD, and they just get into their fucking phones and shit, and they're like, okay, we got you on this too now, But I know Apple devices are harder to get into, than Samsung because of the security that they have, because Apple wants to protect their people that are fucking purchasing their products. But at the end of the day, like if they want in that shit, they're gonna get in that shit, and I'm pretty sure that Apple has to assist them, like on some instances like this. I mean, to allow Apple to operate. I mean, Big Daddy government's going to shut down Apple if you don't help us. You know what I mean? So I'm sure they got Apple by the balls when it comes to certain stuff like this. But anyway, no motive, which is kind of crazy. No fucking letter, no nothing. And I wonder what the family has to say.
Well, like I said, if it's true, the only thing I've seen about the family is that his mother called and said he took the car, he's left, he hasn't been back in a while, and he didn't seem healthy when he left, like he was gonna do something bad.
I mean, there was a video.
Maybe he doesn't have a dad.
Got the wrong one.
What?
Like he was in a car at night. He was just sitting there, and he's like talking about how he's liberal, and he said they had the wrong guy or something like that.
That was, I think, fake. I think that was a different guy.
Oh. Yeah, I ain't seen that.
Because they definitely killed the dude on top of the roof.
And another thing that's kind of funny is all the libtards are like, yeah, it's fake. It's a fucking Republican, Okay, I think he registered as a Republican to be able to vote against like everybody that was, everybody's voting for. There's a lot of, you don't just vote for the president, you know what I mean? And so if you have, registered Republican.
And it's not like you can't change it anyway.
Yeah, you can counter vote, you know what I mean? And it's been so long that even if he was Republican to begin with, he hasn't had another election to vote in. You know what I mean? He probably hasn't changed his fucking party. But outside of that, he made, even though it was only a small amount, he made a donation to, I forgot exactly the foundation, but it was for the left. I mean, I can't remember what the foundation was. I don't know if it was for the Biden campaign or what it was. But it was $15 donation, not much, but still. Why would a Republican? I've never opened my wallet for any of those.
I've never opened it for anyone. They've got enough money. Yeah. I mean, they've got everybody. Yeah. BlackRock, they pay them off.
Biden's got enough money from China. I mean, anybody know about that large amount of money that was transferred in as soon as he took office from China into his son's bank account for him?
Oh, God. I know he sent a bunch of money out.
If you don't, look it up.
We're down this rabbit hole now.
And, I mean, that Trump, I don't know, bro. We need someone like Trump that's got everybody kind of passive, you know what I mean? Like, Trump's in office, he's respected by other political leaders. I mean,
build that wall.
When Biden's in office, we look weak as a nation, and we have looked the most vulnerable in the past 4 years than ever. I think even when Obama was in office, I think we were stronger.
He was strong. He was a good speaker and everything. It was all right. We just didn't like his policies much, but. Hell, he visited other countries too. He spoke good.
And he did some fucked up shit. Yeah. But I mean, he displayed force. He displayed force, and it was a strong leader. Mm-hmm. But there's nothing strong about Biden, and that's another reason why I said earlier, I feel sad for him, because I really do believe that he has dementia on some level, and it's just rapidly sped up over the past few years, and. He is just, I don't know, he's been a puppet, I think, since he got put into office. I think there's been other people pulling the strings, telling him what to say, telling him what to do.
Well, whoever's wanting all the money to go to Ukraine is the one pulling the strings. I
think you guys, that's a good point. I think if you guys don't even know about that, you should look at how much money we've even just sent overseas to Ukraine. The past, look it up underneath Biden's presidential, I don't know, what do you think?
funds or something. I don't know.
No. I'm talking about like I guess you just look up Ukraine relief from the United
Ukraine
States,
relief. Yeah.
Just look up that shit. We had to dig into our reserves because we were fucking running out of money, and they actually stopped paying military members. Some of them, especially, I think Coast Guard was affected first. Were you ever affected by that?
All the time we're hearing now that we're low on funds.
Yeah.
All the time. I can't even go to a certain school because they're saying they're low on funds.
I know that Jake had his shit stopped for a little bit, for like a month, at least a month or two, because they didn't have any fucking money to pay him with. So he's just working on good faith for the government and hoping that they'd fucking pay him.
And that's what they're doing. I think if we send all this money and help Ukraine, they'll, in good faith, help us one time or pay us back. They're destroyed. Their whole country.
We want their oil. That's what it is. We want their resources that they can't mine or they can't get for themselves.
But that's why we want the land. Russia is going to take it over. Russia has not been hurt, no matter what you see on the news. But Ukraine is getting their apartments, hotels, houses, residential areas. They're in shambles. There's not enough people or money there left that they'll ever be able to help us in any way. Besides, if we just come over there and drill their oil.
There's been
but
so
we
much
have
destruction.
oil here.
Yeah, there's been so much destruction over there. It is crazy. Even they've lost so many men. I mean, you say Russia's not affected, but it's crazy.
I mean, they are, but I'm saying to the point.
No, I mean, the higher ups are. They're not. The only people that's getting fucked right now are the farmers and the fucking absolute poorest of the poor, because they're going to the front lines. And they've I don't know if you guys have seen, but they'll literally be lined up. They'll be like, you're going to die for Mother Russia. This is the best sacrifice you can give for your families. Like, we'll honor your names forever. No, they're not. No, they're not.
And mass graves right now.
They have even started past like past half a year it's been going on over there. $20,000 a month for service. So you go fucking fight their war for them, they'll give you $20,000. And the reason they do that is because your ass ain't coming back home. Whether you, and I'm sure if you come back home by some miraculous, they're gonna be like, all right, come get in the bread line, and they're gonna have a fucking some 50 cal. They're gonna be lined up. That way they don't have to waste as much ammo.
Oh God, he done service. My bad.
It's so bad. If we had a strong leader, for one, that's what I tell everybody. You just gotta look. While we were Trump, everything was peace.
Because Trump had some balls on him.
I legit thought, when Trump got elected, pretty much off of he was going to build a wall and stop the drugs and all, he was bad-mouthing the Mexican government and all. I thought that would cause a war or, something down there. But not even that. We had no war. He wasn't sending billions of dollars to countries. Mm-hmm. He started mining our own oil that we have here. Gas was down. All you got to do is just look at that.
And imagine how much, like, if Trump was back then when he was in office, imagine how much it could have mitigated some of the effects from COVID, because we saw how much relief the government gave out, and I think there should have been relief given out for some. I mean, hell, most of you guys fucking caused it that are in a political office. I mean, you guys were funding that shit, and you guys released it, I think, intentionally, but that's besides the point. Going back to how it affected, like, even goods, like groceries and stuff. We have a crazy amount of fucking like cost right now. It's like 3 to 5 times what it used to be in like 2019.
I heard it was exactly 4 times from 2020 to now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You had that were $100 is now $400. Yeah.
It shouldn't double every year. It's gonna go up, but it can't double.
And I understand during COVID, a lot of people got sick, a lot of people died, and there wasn't as many people that were able to, transport on the semis. There wasn't as much. It was hard to get stuff in, especially with the import laws that were coming in. And a lot of, especially like chips. I know if you guys build computers or graphics cards even, those chips were hella expensive. They were marked up triple what they were fucking worth during the time because they couldn't get them.
Yeah. And it's like iPhone. I think they
went up too a little. I think they did too.
Yeah, they went up, but
cars went up from the chips and shit too. Everything went up.
Well, I know they like missed the release date or something, or it was a little later because they had trouble making them or something. Yeah, I remember you had to order your phone instead of
yeah. So and what's crazy is though, and even lumber. I mean, everything has went up. And now that the imports have got easier and the cost has gone down for most of the businesses, they're not going to decrease the price because they've made so much profit. They're turning such a high profit.
Let's keep doing this.
They don't care because people keep showing up and paying them. So, you have like a piece of wood for $1 and you get like 100 people showing up. Okay, that's great. So you've made fucking $100, all right? You had the same piece of wood for $5 and you get 50 people showing up. That's $250 right there. You know what I mean? So you're keeping more materials for yourself. It goes further for you as a business, and you're making double, almost triple the fucking profit. You know what I mean? So they're not going to come back down on the price of that shit. But outside of the effects of COVID on the economic standpoint of it, I think that it could have been relieved a little bit if there had been more of that money that we sent overseas invested into the American people and to our homeland here, you know, instead of sending off somewhere where it's not benefiting a dime. You know what I mean? And
it's hurting us.
Yeah, and we're paying right now. I mean, we killed for fucking tea back in the day, bro, and for 2% tax rates. And now we're getting taxed like 20 to 30% on income alone. Not to mention when you buy or sell something, you have to pay taxes on that. The government has their hands in your fucking pockets, and everybody's just, okay, this is fine. And it's kind of like the frog in boiling water. The frog doesn't realize it's getting boiled until it's too late and it's fucking dead. It's going to keep increasing and increasing until they keep that gap, and that they're going to widen the gap between wealthy and middle class until everybody's just poverty. Everybody else is poverty.
They even raised the retirement age.
They were trying. I don't think they did. But they did.
It went from 65 to 67.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's crazy. They go up a little bit every time, but then when they went to tried to get to 70, everybody's like, "Whoa, that's too much."
Yeah, it's
going
2 years. Yeah, it's a job 2 years. That's fucking crazy. And the average life expectancy is only like 60 to 70 in there for
let me
Americans.
tell you, if you eat fucking McDonald's every day, it ain't
fucking
70.
making it. You ain't making it.
Yeah. I know. You'll be working every day to get McDonald's to die. That's all you're doing.
But this is completely a different topic. But back to the whole Biden bullshit. What about this draft they were bringing up and shit? 18.
I heard so much about that, and
I think that was because a lot of people weren't signing up for the draft. I think that they were like, "Fuck it, y'all ain't gonna sign up. We're gonna sign your ass up regardless."
But where are we going?
But Biden started it though with all the money sending it overseas and
I think that's
trying to get us involved in that shit.
Even with COVID, they took out a lot of service members that didn't want to get vaccinated, and even though they allowed some of them back in, I still think that our country's hurting for men in service right now. I think there's a decline in it because people don't want to fight the rich man's war, and I don't blame them.
That's all it is.
I mean, you're not fighting. I mean, when the fight comes to our homeland and we want to protect ourselves, we'll rise up together and we'll fucking, take it to the front line. But why the fuck are we going out there to make the rich man richer? You know what I mean?
It'd be the same if we went to Ukraine or something right now. It'd be the same as the Vietnam. It shouldn't have never happened. We should have never been over there. Mm-hmm. Millions are gonna die, and nothing's gonna come from it.
Exactly.
What happened to Vietnam?
I don't know if you guys know.
We
this
got clothes from there now.
You got so many war crimes being committed on both sides, on Ukraine and on Russia's side. Oh, yeah. And it's crazy.
Like I said, it's just bombing residential areas, both of them.
It's crazy the amount of drones that are being utilized now in war, though. It's fucking scary and terrifying because you'll have this thing that can fly 30, 40 miles per hour at least.
Probably faster.
The bigger ones, they definitely can, but they're so high up you can't even fucking hear them until it's too fucking late, and then they come on you and you're fucked.
I got a funny story about that shit. So we were told.
Funny?
Yeah,
this shit's funny.
No, so Russia had a drone and they were trying to scope out and get Ukrainian tanks or everything like that, and they were actually able to track down Ukrainian soldiers in the back of a tank because they were on their phones. And I'm not bullshitting you on this.
Yeah, watching TikTok.
No, they were watching porn on their phones.
Oh god!
And a drone tracked them through their phones, and while they were raising the ramp, the drone went into the ramp and blew the whole tank up.
That's crazy.
That's why you're not supposed to watch porn. It's a very serious thing.
And they've even tried putting gates over the hell holes. That way they can't throw stuff in it, but you can still drop something under it with drones and everything.
If you're good enough at flying them, which I'm sure they have drone specialists and everything, I mean...
So if you see a drone anywhere, be mindful. Maybe somewhere.
I'd say shoot it down if you see one anywhere.
I saw this crazy one. It was someone that made these little drones that they're really fucking small, and it basically uses AI facial recognition. So if you wanted to let's say you wanted to kill somebody and you were the government and you had a terrorist organization, domestic terrorist organization, whatever, and you had patriots that wanted to take down the government. Well, you could fucking tell this little drone, okay, let's look for this dude's face, and it could scan for that face, and then once a user on the other end, confirm, okay, that's our guy, the drone is, supposed to, kamikaze into their forehead, and it has an explosive device that will literally just go right into your fucking brain, and you won't even hear it, you know what I mean? It'll just
So
That's scary. If technology keeps moving this way and we start using drones and utilizing the technology for like these, this is gonna be fucking crazy.
We're gonna get robotic maids sold at Walmart.
Well, that's what's gonna happen. I mean,
I'd rather see that shit than fucking this other shit.
If you are on America's Most Wanted, look out for drones. They will come for your forehead and kill you.
In about 20 years from now, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not even they have it now. Like you said,
that's wild.
All they'd have to do I mean, it's like that big, right? I mean,
yeah, they're like really small.
or smaller.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just paint it and put a little like fake insect
Put like fake mirror or whatever.
or in a leg.
Yeah.
It should make it look like some type of insect. You're like, oh, what is this? And it just blows up in your face.
Imagine them sitting like on windowsills, like in the cities, like New York, like gargoyles do. You know, like they're just like sitting there, and like you're walking by and it's scanning faces as you walk by.
Yeah,
that's
the
guy. Oh, it takes off immediately.
Yeah, it could be big too.
That shit would be crazy. Oh my god.
But technology is getting too advanced, though.
Of course.
It's gonna be like sci-fi shit eventually, where there's gonna be like robots and cameras that are facial recognizing faces, and like if you're wanted or something, like it's gonna flag and it's gonna like alert the authorities or some shit. It'll come to that point.
Yeah, imagine if you were working in like a factory and you're one of the few left because robots are doing all the job, you know. And you did something, you're like most wanted or whatever, and they're all scanning faces. All they gotta do is check any of these robots. They all are scanning your face. They all have AI. Like, yeah, he's in there. Just go arrest him. I mean, there won't be nowhere to hide. There won't be, you know.
I think I'd change my career to like
it's not like you should be doing that to hide.
A mechanic just for the robots, because one, that can't go away. I mean, you'll have to the robots will have to be, repaired and serviced. But also, you get to learn the weaknesses of them. So that way you could not only advance your terrorist acts against the government, but you could maybe protect yourself.
And you could charge hella money.
Yeah.
Oh, this is something crazy. I went to a Mexican restaurant, I think Mi Pueblo, in Ripley, me and Marty, and I look over, there's a couple waitresses, but I look over to the party table where more people are, and there's as big as your tripod, like a Roomba.
Oh,
with the food on it, and it's delivering the food.
Yeah.
So, bam, there goes a waitress job. I mean, you can't even work fast food anymore.
I haven't even seen that yet, but I've seen them on phones and shit, but I haven't seen them in person.
I mean, it was just like a big round thing, flat on top, and it just had the trays on top, and it just delivered it. I was like, what?
And hell, we got self-checkout now at Walmart.
Yeah,
I mean, shit.
That's that deleted jobs.
All these self-servicing, you'd have someone at the car wash and shit, or... gas station. Yeah, hell,
pump your gas.
Yeah, they'd have to pump your gas and shit. I mean,
well, imagine pulling up to Sonic, and the drive and you order off the menu there. It'll probably be computers.
You have two cooks working, and then it just comes out on robots.
I mean, not even cooks. It's all just styrofoam and shit anyway. I mean, that just comes out at microwave the food, and the robot takes it out to you. There won't be nobody working at Sonic.
That'd be wild.
Maybe one manager press the robot,
fucking robotic arm, grabbing the fries, throwing in the basket, dipping them. That'd be fucking.
Or it would be like in a big shoot, just like in a factory.
Yeah,
it cooks the fries, puts in here, and they just rotate. Here's a large fry, puts it in there, large fry. Just be like, I mean, it's ridiculous. I think technology needs to stop. We're good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Let's stop.
It's getting to the point where it's not even just. It's becoming lazy, you know what I mean? It's not even doing anything beneficial besides taking out a few extra steps or some shit.
Well, they're making the companies more money.
Yeah,
they don't pay McDonald's eaters and everything like that. That gives them a reason not to do anything, get even more lazy, and make the population go less.
Well, all they have to do, if you learn programming or something for those robots and AIs, I mean, you just sit in the office chair and do this all day, and
no more relationships. He's like, oh, come over here, pleasure me, and then they'll use the robots for that.
Yeah,
shit.
that too.
Bro, that shit would actually happen.
That's in Japan already.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's wild.
You looked it up. They have I think it's at hospitals or something. But there's a curtain. You just go behind a curtain. And it's for guys apparently. I don't know if for girls.
That's crazy.
But you go behind the curtain. You just put it in there, and it just does its thing.
Bo's giving us a little demonstration.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's a real thing. I heard it was in Japan. And maybe
that's fucking wild. I know for a fact. I know some individuals right now that would do that shit, and they'd be happy and content with that, and never change.
Yep.
That
is fucking wild.
Where you going? I'm going to the spa. Get the little extra treatment in the corner.
God bless.
I mean, they're even taking prostitutes' jobs away.
Damn it. Trying to make an honest living.
What are the truckers gonna do?
Fuck.
They're probably just having the truck at that point.
Yeah, they'll have
It's like in the dash.
Tesla semis.
Yeah,
Which lot lizard do you want today? I'm gonna scroll through the list.
Yeah.
All right, that one.
It's a little. It's like a. Well, they have sex robots that like talk and stuff now. They just walk.
I'm surprised that we don't have like a extra lane for like and it may come in the future, but I could see like us having like extra lanes for automated vehicles and shit. You know?
Oh yeah, it'll be that.
Like okay, like you're driving down the road, but here's a lane that you can't access from where you're at, but that's where all the shipments and shit are going, and like
oh, that
like
way.
yeah.
I thought you meant like for like Teslas or any self-driving car
Them
have a lane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like all self-driving cars are like semis, what the fuck ever. It'd also be nice to have like a fast lane. Like I could see that happening where it'd be like a fast lane. Okay, well you get in your Tesla, go on this lane, and it goes 100 miles per hour. You know what I mean?
You know what I actually don't understand though?
Cybertrucks. They fucking.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But anybody kills anybody with a gun or a knife, they take it away, put them in jail, whatever. But there's billions of car wrecks, purposely, accidental, and a lot of it is speed. We have 80-mile-an-hour speed limits in Louisiana and Texas, and your car goes, like, most of them go like 110 and have a governor, but if you have a fast car, they can go, Hellcats go 220. Why? Why shouldn't they be putting more, taking that off of the cars? That's killing more people than guns and knives combined. I mean,
I see your point, but it also comes into like
unless it's a race car on a racetrack, why should people be able to go 220 on the highway?
All right,
that makes sense.
I think that comes into like government overreach, though. I do. I think
if you have to get our guns.
If you have the money, and if you have the want to, if you want to fucking drive fast, what the fuck ever.
Yeah, I'm not saying they should put it in. I'm saying they take away your guns, or are trying to.
Yeah.
Why aren't they taking away your fastest car that you've killed 3 people with?
That'll be next when you get a Tesla or something that's automatic. You can't.
It'll stop.
You can't drive into the crowd anymore.
True.
But what if you have a Tesla and you do kill somebody with that Tesla and you're not controlling it?
You can sue like a mug.
They're gonna blame you or the vehicle.
Tesla will be responsible for that. Unless it was user error. But if you had it in like fully automatic, bro.
Because think about it, people are doing technology and everything. What if somebody went in the system and like controlled your vehicle and
hacked it? Yeah.
Told it not to
Well,
stop.
that's another thing that will happen when you're in those automatic vehicles and shit. Cops will be like, "Hey man, stop this vehicle. This license plate right here. Stop this shit."
Yeah.
And you'll just fucking stop. You won't be able to run from police anymore.
But back on the hacking though, that was in a movie or something I just watched recently. I wish I could think of the name.
Oh,
the little bitty car.
Or they would just like slam into each other and they blocked up the highway.
Oh,
okay,
no.
I'm thinking about a different one.
Well, I think they had like little smart cars. They look like our smart cars, but they were automated like Teslas, but like fully. You just got in there, press the button where you want to go, and it drove you. And somebody hacked into it because there's a rich person wanted to kill them. Mm-hmm. They just hacked into the system and it wrecked, and the airbags didn't deploy because they, disabled it.
Yeah.
Dude, they need to be watching that shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, Elon can't control everything. That will happen.
The one I saw, they were hacked and they like blocked up major highways and like it was like end of the world shit.
Oh,
and so like
happen.
that's what they did. That's kind of crazy, but
So don't get a Tesla is my advice. They're made cheaply too. People have been.
once the batteries go bad, you're fucked.
Yeah, I mean it's $50,000 for a new one, for a new battery. You might as well just get a new car.
It's gonna be
That's
crazy
what they want you to do.
If they try to make Teslas like for cops and shit, like get the
How could they do it? They just have it fucking running 10 hours a day here in Fulton. So I don't know how the battery won't last, but they'll try. I've seen videos people like just their door handles falling off, the dashes pieces are falling off of like Teslas. They're so cheaply made.
Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. If you guys want to be here for the next one, be sure you're subscribed. Hope you guys have a good morning and a good night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one.
Salute Donald Trump.